Am I the asshole for going off on my girlfriend for eating all the food? Last Saturday, we had friends come over for a game night. There was 17 people in our apartment. We bought $200 worth of hors d'oeuvres such as egg rolls, small pastries with meat or cheese and some chips. As the main dish I asked my aunt to cook us her special macaroni in the oven, chicken wings and nuggets. There was so much food, everyone left with a plate. Sunday we ate out of the leftovers but there was still enough food to eat for the rest of the week. There was a lot of food. She works from home and I from an office. Sunday night she packed the food in the fridge. I noticed Monday morning that there was less macaroni than what was left the previous day, meaning she ate during the night. I'm the type that doesn't like to eat heavy at lunch, otherwise it makes me sleepy, so I made sandwiches for lunch thinking I'm going to eat some macaroni, wings and pastries for supper. Monday 7 p.m. when I go to the fridge, all the pastries and chicken wings are gone. At the same time my sister came over to do my girlfriend's hair and I asked, "Honey, did you pack the hors d'oeuvres somewhere else? I can't find them?" She replied there was none left. I didn't want to make a scene in front of my sister, so I took a plate of macaroni. The next day, Tuesday, she made me a steak with veggies for lunch, and in the afternoon I had a seminar with paid dinner, so I didn't eat none of the leftovers. Then comes Wednesday. I had sandwiches for lunch again, but when I got home I was hungry, went to the fridge and realized there was no food left. She ate everything, that mountain of food we had for a week is gone. That's when I snapped and told her she didn't leave me any. At first she denied eating everything, but I told her we're only two here. I only ate a plate when my sister came on Monday. Then she said she thought I had taken my share. I told her clearly no. Then she replies there's no use being mad for food when we can just go and buy more. I'm just being petty. I told her it doesn't make sense that you ate all this food in 3 days and that you didn't even notice that I didn't have any. It's easy to say that it's just food when you ate it all. Now she's mad at me apparently for yelling at her and being too old, I'm 36, to react like this. I'm 6 inches 1, and 205 and she's 5 inches 8, 185. During the last 2 years, she gained at least 40 pounds while I've stayed the same. I'm seeing red right now and have no one to vent my anger because I don't want people I know to see her in a bad light. Am I an asshole or not? Please pass judgment upon me. Info. Are you angry because she ate the food and you didn't, or are you angry because she's let herself go? Or whatever you think the 40-pound weight gain is. I mean, it's macaroni and wings, it's not like Bobby Flay cooked you a personal gourmet meal. If it's because she's selfish, that's one thing. But I think the bigger issue is she has lost control of her eating habits, and perhaps this signals that she needs help and is unhappy and, eating her feelings. Maybe she's lonely at home? Not the asshole if you're concerned about her mental state. You are the asshole if it's, she's fat and ate all the fun junk food and didn't leave me any. Am I the asshole for calling my fiancé delusional and not letting him punish my son? My fiancé, 40 male, and I, 36 female, have been together for 2 years. I have 3 kids from my former marriage, 7, 11, and 14. My fiancé loves them and treats them as his own, but he constantly complains about certain behaviors and says that the kids lack some forms of discipline. I never understood what he meant, but mind you, he's a teacher and can take this whole discipline thing a bit far. I noticed that he's been doing some tests lately to see how they'd act in certain situations. For example, he once left his journal lying around to see if any of my kids would snoop. He also would leave money lying around to see who'd touch it. Or even lie saying, "Who wants Skittles?" to see if any of the kids would come to him downstairs. The recent one, that I wasn't aware of till later, was yesterday. He told the kids that he lost $1 from his pocket and offered $10 to whoever finds it. The kids began searching the house for an hour. My 7 and 11-year-olds couldn't find a thing, but my 14-year-old went to my fiancé and told him he found the dollar and gave it to him. My fiancé lost it and started yelling, "Quadruple A gotcha now." My son was confused. Turns out, my fiancé didn't lose any money and lied about the dollar to see how the kids would react. My son obviously had failed, because he pretended to have found the dollar, but in reality he took it from his allowance and gave it to my fiancé hoping to get that $10. My fiancé said that because of my son's dishonesty and greed, he'll punish him by taking all his allowance for the month as well as electronics being taken away for a week. I got into an argument with him and called him delusional because those mind games were getting ridiculous, and besides, it's not like my son stole anything from him, he just failed his stupid test and kids make mistakes and learn. He still talked about how this is about principles and that he's trying to teach my kids to become decent adults, but I thought this has gone too far. I refused to let him punish him. Now he's calling me an enabler and said that this attitude won't be of much help when we get married because it undermines his authority as a parent, and enables unacceptable behaviors from my kids. He said, and I quote, "I will not tolerate having greedy and dishonest individuals live under my roof. You are the asshole for allowing him to emotionally abuse your children." Edit. Wow. Thank you for all the awards, kind Redditors. Everyone sucks here. He's manipulating your children. You're letting him. You are the asshole if you stay with him. These are your kids and his tests are psychologically damaging. Imagine how your kids feel. They are probably on eggshells because of the antics of your fiancé. This is not only going to lead to issues for them, but you could end up in court with your ex. Nip this in the bud and send that man packing. Am I the asshole for wanting to play video games for 30 minutes to an hour every day when I get home from work? So I, 37 male, work as a service manager for a high-volume dealer and am out of the house for 12 hours a day, leave at 6 a.m. and don't get home until 6 p.m., 5 days a week. My wife, 33 female, gets upset when I get home and after eating dinner want to get a couple of rounds of COD in. My wife is a som with our 18-month-old and thinks it's absolutely criminal that I want to get some decompress time at the end of the day. My daughter is still in the mommy all the time phase, so she prefers to spend more time with my wife than I usually. When I get home I will eat dinner, do whatever honeydew she has for me, and then play for a little. After I'm done I will join them and spend time with my family, which usually is her watching a movie, show and I reading the same book to my daughter 10 times lol. My wife says that even when I'm chilling with them I spend too much time on my phone. While we are all hanging out, if my daughter is asking for my attention I will stop what I'm doing and do whatever she's asking me to do. Whenever she wants to go back to mommy I will browse Twitter or Reddit since I usually have absolutely zero interest in what she is watching. She accuses me of being absent, not present, since I don't focus all my free time on her and the baby. Also, side note, she is currently 20 weeks pregnant. So am I the asshole? Edit. I get up at 5 a.m. and usually fall asleep by 10 p.m. My wife and daughter nap through the day, so when I'm sleeping they are usually awake for another hour or two. Edit. It has been confirmed that I am indeed the asshole. Thanks for all the constructive suggestions, y'all. Time to work on adjusting my mindset. Your wife is telling you that she needs adult attention after spending all day with a baby. When you're there, you are constantly doing everything you can to engage in escapism. She's telling you, but you aren't listening. The day will come when she doesn't complain to you at all. And it will be because she has already left you in her mind. The only thing left will be the packing. Once it gets to that point, there will be no fixing it. You are the asshole. YTA. And if you bonded more with your child, there wouldn't be what you call mommy all the time phase. You're too self-centered. Am I the asshole for not wanting to give up 50% of my salary to my little brother? So I need to give some background. I, 30M, have a little brother, 28M, who hasn't had his adulthood go the same way as mine. I'm pretty happy with what I've got, a wife I married 4 years ago, and a few months old daughter I absolutely adore. My brother, on the other hand, hasn't done anything since he was 14. He left school after he finished middle school. He didn't go to high school or college, he instead spent his time gaming and growing to be obese. Weeks before 2022, my parents finally had enough and forced him to move out to live alone. They paid for the apartment and found him a job at McDonald's that paid decent money. He went to his job until being fired in the summer. At this point he was also on the verge of being kicked out of his apartment due to not paying rent. That's where I came in. My parents asked me to do my big brother duties of helping him pay the rent. I paid it, and he could continue living there. We were all pissed because he didn't even bother finding a new job or paying rent. He was kicked out last week. Now, he's back living with our parents, and they are asking me to give up 50% of my salary money to help him out. I'm not poor, but I'm not that rich to just let go of 50% of my money. Also, my wife told me that there's no way she's going to let me do it, and I'm not. So am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Big brother responsibilities. WTF is that? They should have done their parental responsibilities when he was 14. This has nothing to do with you. Not the asshole. Your parents need to realize he is a 28-year-old man, almost pushing 30. There is absolutely no reason for him to be babied like that. Also, you got a wife and child to look out for. Your brother is not your financial responsibility. Your wife's instincts are sound. Long term, you, and your parents, are not doing this dude any favors by supporting him. 50% is too much. 1% is too much. 0.0001% is too much. 0.0000% is just right. Def not the asshole. Hey op, I'm lazy and don't want to work either. Can you give me half your money?